Hey guys,
Hi.
we are Vin and Finn,
Yeah.
and we are bored. So,
We are so bored.
yeah, so Finn decided to make me put on my Iron Man suit that I made for our gaming video, and he put on a Captain America suit that I also made for the video. If you read the title, we're going to be reviewing every Marvel movie. Yay! And there's going to be some ground rules for when we review these movies. First of all, we're going in release order, meaning we're going from Iron Man 1 all the way to Black Widow.
And there are definitely spoilers because...
Oh yeah, spoiler. If you haven't seen any of these movies,
We're
spoiler.
gonna
No,
spoil everything.
we're spoiling everything. This is gonna be a very long one. So grab your drinks, grab your popcorn. This is gonna be a long
It's
one.
going to be as long as Endgame.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do my best to make this video very short. You know what? It. Let this be 3 hours. Yeah, we're gonna start from the beginning.
The Iron Man 1.
Yeah. Iron Man 1
I give it a solid...
is actually not really that bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I mean, go figure. It's actually probably my favorite movie in the entire MCU.
No way. That's a lie.
No, actually.
Better than Infinity War.
Well, no. Infinity War doesn't count as, like, your favorite Marvel movie.
Oh,
Because...
you're talking like an origin type
No,
of
I'm
movie?
talking like a solo movie, not like a team-up sort of movie.
Oh, yeah.
And no, Civil War does not count.
It's a good movie.
And I remember, like, basically Iron Man gets kidnapped by a bunch of, like, I don't know, like, terrorists.
Yes.
And then he has to break out making an Iron Man suit, which, I mean, I've already done.
Yeah.
Except this is made out of cardboard and duct tape.
We're the Revengers.
The reboot Avengers.
The reboot.
Anyways, and also, did you know that, like, a lot of the movie is completely improvised?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, the script wasn't filled out completely.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Alright, next movie.
Robert Downey Jr., perfect Iron Man.
Yes.
Now, the problem with Iron Man 1 is the main villain. And the main villain is basically just a giant robot Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is the main villain, and I don't think that... I mean, like, his motivations are kind of there, I guess, but, like, what's his plan? Like...
He has no plan, he's just like...
He's just some guy. He's just like, hey, I have an Iron Man suit, you know?
Yeah. I like the suit. Let me have it. Oh.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And like, he wants to get rid of Tony so that he can take over the business. But in the final battle, he grabs a car filled with innocent bystanders and tries to throw it. And like,
how are you gonna...
Like, all that's gonna do is get you sent to prison. I think, like, the villain of Iron Man 1 should have been, what's his name? The bald guy with, like, the, one of the terrorists, you know? Because, like, Iron Man gave him a scar, you know? I think he should have been the main villain. Iron Man 1, really good.
I say solid 8. Solid 8 to 8.5.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
8 out of 10, not bad. So, the next movie's Incredible Hulk. Yeah. The Incredible Hulk is probably the most out-of-place movie in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That is a fact.
It's the only one made by Universal, and it has a super weird-ass tone to it.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, like, the funny, quippy Marvel humor, it's, like, just boring. It also has nothing to do with any of the other Marvel movies.
Yeah,
you can literally cut this movie from the MCU and barely miss anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Incredible Hulk, like, I don't know.
I give it a 5.
I know this review is like a sloppy, sort of like a stupid review, but I will do a more in-depth review later.
Yeah.
But this is just like one of those, like our review for, like, the Fantastic Four that we did, you know?
Just like
us.
Front, just bam.
Yeah. Edward Norton was replaced by Mark Ruffalo in the later movies, which I think is a better idea because in the movie, Edward Norton is playing just a regular guy. With Mark Ruffalo, he adds like a little bit of like mystery and like you know, like, he adds character to Hulk, you know? And, like, Tim Roth is in this movie, and he kills a dog.
Just kills a dog?
Yeah.
For no reason?
Pretty much, yeah. The dog's just barking, and then he shoots it. What? F*** you! F*** you! Why would you do that? You're just gonna kill the dog? They just kill the dog! Look at these! Any of these! Look at these! These movies! Any of these! Any of these movies! Do they kill dogs? No! They don't kill dogs! Okay, Halloween, but no! There's no dog killing in any of these movies!
Oh my god.
Right? You're not supposed to kill the dog! You hear that, Thomas? They just killed the dog! Mr. Marvel, whoever wrote this script, suck my cock. Okay? F*** you. Right now. Okay, DC's better. DC, officially better than Marvel. And Marvel, you clean up this f***ing mess.
Oh my god.
But then I actually saw some of the DC movies and I realized, yeah, that's bullshit. And also, this movie is pretty bad, so I don't even count it as part of the MCU.
Damn.
Incredible Hulk, like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
3.
3.5.
Get drunk and watch it with your friends. That's my recommendation. That's the only way I could recommend the movie. Next up, Iron Man 2 is fucking boring. And I hate that the bad guy is just some asshole in a suit again.
Exactly.
Didn't we already have some asshole in a suit in the previous movie?
Yeah, that was in the first movie.
Yes.
Because he wanted it.
And, like, this fucking guy in the suit is just being a jackass the whole time. And I hate him.
Yes.
And like, basically the story of the movie is, like, this fucking, like, the government is upset with Tony Stark for having the Iron Man suit. And this fucking Mickey Mouse looking asshole is all like, oh, give me the suit, Tony. And then Tony's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want the suit. And then, they're like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. I don't know how many of you live in America, but that's not how it works. But either way, they do it, and then, like, Mickey Rourke, like, makes a little whipping machine, and then the government, like, the Mickey Mouse asshole is like, hey, you lied about that, and then, like, some other guy has an Iron Man suit, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the whipping machines aren't really at the same line as, like, an Iron Man suit, you know?
Oh yeah, not to mention he's dying in the movie from his own creation.
I forgot about that. And also, Black Widow's in this movie, apparently.
Yes.
I give this movie, it's boring. It's really boring. I give it like a 4.
I give it a 6.
I give it a 4 out of 10.
Because I remember most of the movie, so.
4 out of 10. Pretty bad follow-up. So yeah, Iron Man 2 is fucking boring. I give it a 4 out of 10.
Iron Man 2, 5.
Yeah. 4 out of 10. Let's watch Thor.
That is water.
This is a syrup bottle.
Oh.
Shh. I like this drink. Another, please.
Another.
Thor 1 is so fucking lame. This was before Thor was actually funny.
This is like
or before Thor was actually, you know, a good character. Thor 1 is really... Thor 1 is so fucking lame.
It's worse than Iron Man 2.
It is worse than Iron Man 2. I'm of the opinion Natalie Portman is not a good actress.
That is true.
Okay? I feel like she's always holding something back in her performances. And this movie also introduces... Darcy.
Oh, no.
Kat Dennings is the worst character of the entire MCU. I'm going to go on a little rant here. I cannot believe that she came back for WandaVision.
That was so bad. That was the worst decision.
Exactly. You could have had her... You could have replaced her with Thunderbolt Ross or something, even though that probably wouldn't have made sense. But it would have been better than having Kat Dennings in the thing. Or you could have had, like, I don't know, Pepper Potts or something. No, that wouldn't have made sense. But, like, it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not, because at least we wouldn't have to see Darcy. You could have had you could have had, like, the other person from Thor that's with Kat Dennings and Natalie Portman the whole time. That, like, the other guy that was also... I think he was in the Avengers, too. Anyways, yeah. I thought Thor probably would have been pretty good because, like, when I saw the trailer, like, the scenery, you know...
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I thought, I thought this movie would have been pretty good until I realized that it doesn't take the setting to its advantage. They decide...
this is here, bye.
They decide to make this a fish-out-of-water story, and that's where the movie really starts to fall apart. Because after Thor comes to Earth, the movie is funny.
Oopies.
And there's another thing in this movie that really bugs me. Dutch angles. I hate Dutch angles. I hate the stupid, tilted, ugly angles, okay? Why not just film it like a normal human person? Like, the entire... I understand, like, some scenes that are Dutch angles, but the entire movie... More than half of the movie is Dutch angles. Even the establishing shots are Dutch angles.
Oh my god.
It's like an amateur did this. You know?
This is still like the experimental, like, Marvel right now. That's what it seems like.
I don't care, but the movie really sucks. Like, all we do is watch Thor jerk off in the desert with Padme for 12 hours.
Oh my god.
And then, well, Loki whines on Asgard. Thor 1 also introduces Hawkeye.
Wait, did?
Yeah, he shows up in one scene, climbs up a ladder, draws his bow, and that's it. He doesn't shoot his arrow. He just draws the bow, and that's it.
Damn.
Now, I know that people bust a nut over Loki, but I cannot understand, like, the big whoop with him.
The whoop.
You know? Anyways, Thor really sucks. I give it, like, a 3 out of 10.
4.
3 out of 10. Up next is Captain America, the first guy.
Yes, I like guys.
I'm keeping that in. I'm keeping that in. I thought I liked this movie. Like, the first time I saw it, I thought it was pretty good. I thought, like, from, like, the beginning of the movie to the stage scenes where Captain America's, like, posing as, like, some mascot, you know? Mm-hmm. I thought from the beginning to that portion of the movie was very, very good. But then the movie just becomes like some dumb big explosion movie. There's one big problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The villains suck.
That is so true.
Iron Man 1 is just some guy with, like, some evil asshole with a... I don't know.
He just wants to cause destruction for no reason.
He wants to take over Tony's business, but then he starts acting like some evil, brutal asshole. And Captain America has a pretty weak villain, too. I've read the comics, and Red Skull was completely wasted in this movie. There was actually a Captain America movie back in the 40s.
And Red Skull was good there?
He looked better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looked fleshy and gory, and, like, he looked very, like, intimidating. Unlike this new version, where it looks like some fucking, like, red, like, scientist 3D print skull
3D
that
print.
you spray paint red. You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the villain really is bad, and then, however, despite my hatred towards the movie, I have to say, the ending is fantastic.
I love the ending of this.
Like, where he, like, wakes up and... he wakes up and, like, he finally makes reservations to take Peggy out for a date, and then he dies, or presumably dies. And then, you know, he sacrifices himself, and then he wakes up in modern day, and then, like, he looks around, like, he's complete, and he's, like, to him, he just made a date you know?
Yeah.
And like Nick Fury's like, you're gonna be okay, and then like he's like, yeah, it's just I had a date.
Yeah. I love like
and
the
then
depth.
it cuts to black.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. 5 out of 10, wasted potential.
I give it a 7.
5.
7.5.
5.
It's one of my favorites, to be honest.
All right, what do we have to watch now?
What is the next movie? What comes after Captain America?
Oh yeah, it's Avengers.
Yay!
All right. So, Avengers 1 is really, really good. I remember, like, when the movie first came out, everybody and their mom saw it, you know?
Yeah.
It changed superhero movies as we know them.
Yeah. The one flaw, Captain America's suit was so bad.
Yeah, it was pretty shit.
Yeah.
But the thing that really makes this movie good is the actors. They are doing such an amazing job.
That's true.
And they make you like these characters.
Villain.
It's very comic booky. The villain was Loki.
Yep, pretty good.
He's a good villain, but I don't understand why why all women just get wet for him. Like, that's it? That's what makes him wet? That's what makes him freaking wet? Loki? Really? I don't understand that. I'd understand Captain America, or Thor, or Iron Man, but Loki? Really? Okay, maybe not Iron Man, but still. Anyways, yeah. Avengers 1 is really good. I can't stress enough how good it is. I remember when I saw this in theaters for the first time, and, like, I hated the beginning of the movie. Like, before the title came up. Mm-hmm. You know, like the intro scene, I hated it. I thought it was awful. And I remember looking to my sister and my dad, because I went to see it with my parents and my sister, and I looked at them, I was like, guys, I think this movie might be bad. But the movie is great. I remember having such a great time. It was really, really fun. Yeah.
It definitely changed superhero movies.
It changed superhero movies forever. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Fun as hell.
I give it a 7.
So, that's phase 1.
Alright, Iron Man 3 next, right?
Yeah. Iron Man 3 is really good. Like, my favorite thing about this movie is the action.
The action's good.
Because it's kept to a minimal. It's only available... there's only action in the movie when absolutely necessary, unlike most Marvel movies. I'm looking at you, First Avenger. Anyways, basically, like, there's so much... Like, basically, Tony Stark fights off this, Terminator chick without use of his suit while handcuffed.
That's crazy. That just
and he has to find. He finds a way to destroy this lady with just his ingenuity. And if you ask me, that's his superpower, not the suit. It's his mind.
He's really smart. That's how he was able to make the Iron Man suit.
Exactly. So, yeah. Iron Man 3 is really good. But the thing that people really bitch about the most is the twist with the Mandarin. Because they take the comic book villain Mandarin and they change it up, so now he's an idiot actor guy. He's not even a villain. He's just an actor, a paid actor. And on the one hand, I could kind of understand why people don't like this twist, because after all, the main villain is just, again, say it with me, some asshole in a suit. So, yeah. I did want to see the awesome Ben Kingsley go against the awesome Robert Downey Jr., but that didn't happen. But at the same time, just get over it. You know? Because if you bitch about this movie, but you like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, then you're an idiot. Because literally no one in Guardians of the Galaxy is how they are in the comics. Star-Lord is not a fucking demigod, and he has no, god abilities, you know? And his father is not even Ego.
Wait, what?
In the comics, his father... The Guardians of the Galaxy movies are literally just completely made up. I think Iron Man 3 is really good. I give it an 8 out of 10.
I give it a 7.75.
A solid start to Phase 2.
Solid.
All right,
next.
so Phase 2, off to a pretty good start. What do we have to watch next?
Is it the next Avengers? Age of Ultron? No, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
Thor 2 is so whack! Anyways, Padme is whack. Thor's stupid friends are whack. Kat Dennings is still annoying. Like, the Dark World, like, really? That's what the Dark World looks like? The Dark World is fucking boring. Thor 2 is the most forgettable movie of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe with the sloppiest villain ever. Like, so it's just like the villain of the movie is just some jerk off who like it's just some jerk off that looks like a reject from the new Star Trek movies, you know?
Yeah.
And like he's all like, "Hey, I'm evil, you son of a bitch." I cannot tell you anything about this movie because I completely forgot about it.
Same.
The only things that I remember from this movie are in Avengers Endgame.
Oh yeah,
Because
they go back there.
The only things I remember from Thor 2 are what happened in Avengers Endgame. That's just sad.
All right, I give it
a fucking
3.
2 out of 10. 2.
Yeah, I give it a 2.
No. It's a 1. It's a 1. Because I can't even remember what the fuck happens in this movie. I just hate Thor 2. It's just so whack. Screw Natalie Portman. Screw these friend characters. And most importantly, screw... I'm sorry. I got a little carried away there. Continue. Winter Soldier.
Ooh, this is a good movie.
This movie...
I like this movie.
A lot of people love this movie because they say it's like a dark, gritty spy thriller movie. But when I first saw it, I just saw a corny comic book movie.
Really?
And that's not a bad thing. This movie has a lot of corny shit in it. It like one of the main villains is basically just like the brain. It's just like a computer with a German accent.
Oh yeah,
That's powered by the brain of a Nazi super soldier. That is corny as hell, but that's what I love about the movie. It feels like reading a comic book, you know?
You never know what to expect.
Exactly, like with Black Widow and how she changes her face lookings.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Anyways, the movie is...
I liked it, to be honest.
Movie's hard to complain. This movie's really hard to complain about. I give it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Villain's good.
Villain's not
Plot twists
that.
are
The
good.
villain's okay, I guess.
It's like, it's like middle ground, but it's not as bad as just like a dude in a suit.
Yeah. So the next one's Guardians of the Galaxy. It's good.
9.
You already know that.
It's a classic.
Guardians of the Galaxy is easily... I'm not going to offend anybody when I say I think this is the best Marvel movie ever made. I personally think it's one of the best comic book movies ever made, but that's just me. Aside from Deadpool, I guess. But if you ask me, this is when they realized that they could get weird with the Marvel formula. You know?
Just like out of nowhere.
Like, and it's really when they started to push like Infinity Stone shit into your face.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, there's like a deeper meaning behind this.
Like, it's just like a completely new thing, like that has nothing to do with anything.
And
but
then later.
Yeah, but then like later in the MCU, it has so much to do with the later story, and this is when Thanos was like, and this was when they realized, like, this movie was when they realized, like, oh my god, the Marvel universe is huge.
Yeah.
You know.
It's all
and it really like started to push Thanos, you know, because this was the first time Thanos had like a speaking role in the movie. Yeah. I think like the best part of the movie is the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack. Everyone downloaded it, bro.
whoever came up with the idea to have 80s music in a sci-fi space movie, it's genius. I don't
That dude
like
must have got paid a lot.
I do not know who came up with that. Like, it's genius. And I like the opening scene where he's just like dancing around in like the middle of nowhere. It could easily have him just like fighting off like a bunch of space pirates while listening to his music, but no. He's just goofing off. It just shows you what kind of character he is.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna come across as a hot take, but I really love Star-Lord.
He's a cool dude.
A lot of people don't like Star-Lord for some reason.
Why not?
I don't know. Because of Infinity War.
Well, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't, because when you actually look at what would have happened if he didn't do that, you'd probably thank Star-Lord. I'll leave a link to that video. So if you hate Star-Lord, I will leave a link with a label saying, what if Star-Lord didn't punch Thanos? 9.5 out of 10.
I give it a 9, yeah. It's good.
Instant classic. So, why did we dress up like this?
I don't know.
It hurts my arm.
You want to take it off?
No. Oh, it's time for Age of Ultron now.
Age of Ultron. I'm trying to remember.
Age of Ultron is probably the most mixed movie in the MCU. It's not horrible by any means.
Yeah, no,
I just think it's, like, underwhelming. Especially coming off of the first Avengers movie. Also, I think Ultron is fucking whack.
Wait, who?
Ultron.
Oh, Ultron, yeah.
I hate that he cracks jokes.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
Okay? And the only character that I kind of like in this movie is Hawkeye. Because, like, he has, like, and it's, like, foreshadowing that he's gonna die. But he doesn't die. And they poke fun at the fact that he's the weakest out of them all.
Yeah.
But other than that, this movie...
Well, think of it. It introduced 2 new Avengers.
Yeah.
Well, 1 new Avenger. Because the other one...
Anyways, Age of Ultron is pretty stupid. And also, Ultron's motivations are kind of weird. Like, he kidnaps Black Widow for no reason. He doesn't kidnap Black Widow to, like, lure in the Avengers or anything. He just kidnaps her for no reason. And you want to know who saves her? Bruce Banner. Not Hulk.
Damn.
Not Hulk. Bruce Banner. Regular-ass Bruce Banner.
Why?
And then it's like this is backwards. Because then, the way how Ultron's defeated is Hulk jumps onto a airship and destroys Ultron, throws him off the side of the thing, and then he pilots an airship to somewhere off in space to the MCU. Yep. That wasn't Bruce Banner. That was Hulk. Angry Hulk. Alien Green Hulk. Also, I don't understand the fucking romance between Hulk and Black Widow.
Yeah, I understand that.
And it introduced the Hulkbuster armor. Why?
That was cool. Move Age of Ultron.
But the thing I don't like about Age of Ultron, one thing that I don't like how crucial Age of Ultron is to the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe story. You know, like really you can't watch every MCU movie and skip Age of Ultron, unlike Hulk or the Thor movie, the second Thor movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Age of Ultron, I give like a 6.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6.
Anyways, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next up is Civil War.
This was a great movie.
Wait, no. Says AntMan is up next.
Oh.
Okay. AntMan is just meh. It's not horrible. It's not the worst movie ever, but it's good. I mean, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I watch it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's comic booky.
A little funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's got a little of everything.
But one thing that I noticed, and I wouldn't be shocked if I wouldn't be shocked to find out I'm not the only one who noticed this.
What?
But This entire movie is basically Iron Man 1 again. Think about it. It's some guy that invents like this super tech, you know?
Yeah.
Some guy who invents this super tech, and then there's another bald white asshole that's in a suit who wants the same power supply that the protagonist made, and then the protagonist, and he also wants to take over the business that the protagonist works for. And then you end with a scene of nice guy super suit versus evil guy super suit. The movie's okay.
It's a solid.
It's a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
A solid 6 out of 10.
Solid 6.
Nothing great, but it's good. Anyways, yeah, 6 out of 10. It's time to talk about Civil War. If I'm being honest, I don't think Civil War is a bad movie.
Yeah, I think it's good.
It's basically Avengers 2.5. Because
it really is.
Because it's a Captain America movie, and the character with the most going on is Iron Man.
They could have called this Avengers Civil War.
Exactly, but they didn't. That's one thing I still don't understand. Why didn't they just call it Avengers Civil War? Because it introduces so many new Avengers. It's only missing 2 Avengers. And it introduces so many other characters, like Black Panther and Spider-Man, and it also brings AntMan into the mix.
Exactly.
And it reveals the death of Tony Stark's parents. There's so much stuff going in this movie to the point where it's like, you know what, screw it. This is the real Avengers 2.
Yeah.
Anyways, Civil War is really good.
I like it.
First of all, one thing I need to say, I am forever grateful that this movie introduced Spider-Man into the MCU. Tom Holland is the Spider-Man. I love this boy. He is awesome. He is the best Spider-Man in my opinion. Yeah. Civil War, really good. Give it like a 6 out of 10.
I give it a
6.5.
I give it a 7.5.
I give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, Civil War. Next up is Doctor Strange.
Ooh. I think
this is another movie that you could kind of skip.
You can skip this,
but I mean, you can skip it, but it's pretty good. It's the only Marvel movie that is legit good that you don't need to watch.
Wait, but what about who's that lady with the bald head?
What lady with the ancient one?
Yeah, the ancient one. She plays a kind of important role in. Well, not very important, but she plays a role in Endgame.
Yeah, but you could watch Endgame and understand. Oh, that was old Doctor Strange.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what I did. I didn't even watch any of the movies until after I saw Infinity War and Endgame. The only movies that I saw were the Avengers movies, and that was it.
Wow.
The Avengers movies and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. That's basically it. I didn't watch anything else. Not even Civil War until after I knew what happened in Civil War. I knew that the Avengers broke up, but anyways, Doctor Strange is pretty good. It's good, but I wouldn't call it the best one.
Yeah, I give it
a solid 5.
I give it a solid 6.75.
I give it a 5.
It's almost, it's borderline 6 to 7 for me.
I give it a 5. So yeah. The rest of these movies are going to be very quick, I guess. We're going to try to make it snappy, but don't count on it.
Mm-hmm.
Next movie, Guardians 2.
Good movie.
This is a really good movie. I keep flip-flopping on whether or not this one... I keep flip-flopping on which Guardians movie is better.
I think, for me, it might be the first one is better.
Sometimes I think that the first Guardians movie is the best Guardians movie. Sometimes I think that the second one is the better movie. You happen to catch me on a day where I think it's the first one. That's not to say that the second one isn't amazing.
It's a good movie.
It's friggin' phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first Marvel movie to have an actual good villain.
A
And
lot
also,
of-
this movie is pretty depressing, like, when you actually think about it. It's like depressing subjects portrayed rather lightheartedly. Like, your father, like
Wow. Yeah.
turns into a sociopath. And, like, Rocket Raccoon's arc is basically coming to terms, like, the fact that everyone hates him. And, like, he's just an asshole, and he's jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it's the end of the movie, and, like, at the end of the movie, like they say, yeah, you're an asshole, but we still love you.
Wow.
You know? And it's also, like, you finally realize, like the person who, like, all this time you've been searching for your father, but your father is a complete sociopath, and then you realize that the person who's been, like, the closest thing to a father to you has been with you for almost your entire life, and when you figure that out, he dies. Anyways, I give this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
8.5.
8. Solid 8. 8.5.
Yeah, Guardians 2. Next movie.
What comes after this?
Let's go. Let's go. Spider-Man Homecoming is the best Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
It just is, okay? I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's the best part. And this is not like your average Marvel movie. It's a goddamn teen comedy. And it's still awesome.
Great.
I love Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the one movie that this is one of the many movies that I watch over and over again and never gets old.
It is definitely a movie that you can
It's a
watch.
movie that you can rewatch multiple times and it never gets old.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least to me. And it also has my favorite Spider-Man moments. For example, like the scene where he's under all the debris and he has to use his, like, strength to save himself.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to see. Because that was in the comics, and this was the first time we saw something like that.
That's cool.
And I love how lighthearted this movie is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, after Guardians 2. Like, nobody dies in this movie. Like, the only person that dies in this movie... Like, there's only one person that dies in this movie, and it's played off as a joke.
Oh, wow.
Like, he shoots him, like, with the disintegrator.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, that's right.
And then he's like, I thought this was the anti-gravity gun. And this is also a very good villain. And I love the twist. This twist shocked me the first time I saw the movie. And also, I remember I brought this movie into school, and, like, there were, like, some, like, old, like, teachers that were watching, and, like, other people that haven't seen the movie. And, like, when the love interest, like, the father of the love interest opens the door, you realize it's the villain. It's like, everybody, like, unanimously, like, at the same moment was like, and he's a good villain. He has solid motivations, and and also, I like how Spider-Man is literally nice to everybody. Spider-Man is finally nice to everybody. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man should be fucking friendly. Anyways, a lot of people will argue saying Spider-Man Homecoming isn't that good. Spider-Man 2 is better. Tom Holland can suck my dick. Now, to that I say, I mean,
Spider-Man 2 is shit.
You can have your opinion, but you're wrong. Anyways, yeah, this movie's really good. 9 out of 10.
I give it an 8.5.
I give it a 9.
Nice.
Next up,
It's definitely up there.
what's up next? Oh, I know. Thor Ragnarok.
First good Thor movie.
And probably the only good Thor movie.
Yeah.
Because the next Thor movie that's going to come out is going to have Natalie Portman. And she becomes Thor.
No!
That's what the story is.
Wait, actually...
That's not a spoiler because it's literal. Kevin Feige himself literally said at a press conference that Natalie Portman's returning and it's going to be like her becoming the new Thor. It feels like not only like the best Thor movie, but it also feels like the Hulk sequel we never got. Mm-hmm. Because it's like Hulk like adapting to like Hulk has been Hulk for like 2 years and he finally breaks out of it and he doesn't want to turn back into the Hulk, But when he doesn't want to turn back into the, like when he turns into the Hulk, he's in an area where he's feared. But then when he turns out of the Hulk and like doesn't want to be the Hulk anymore, he's in an area where people worship the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like that's a really good concept. Yeah. I don't really have any problems with Thor Ragnarok. It's basically just like what like the cover of an 80s like pop, like an 80s rock album cover would be if it were portrayed into a movie. Mm-hmm. Which is what Thor should be, damn it.
Yeah.
It's my depiction of like a great popcorn movie, you know?
Definitely some. Yeah, this is definitely a movie theater type of movie.
It's funny. It's funny. It's lighthearted.
It introduces us to like the new type of Thor.
And when I first heard the concept for this movie, I was like, hell no. There's no way this could be true. A space odyssey featuring Hulk, Thor, and Loki. That's what dreams are made of. Anyways, this movie is an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
8 because I don't usually go back to watch this movie that much. Mm-hmm. Next up is Black Panther.
I feel okay. This is what I'm gonna say. They hyped him up too much.
They hyped him up way too much, and it didn't really pay off.
In Civil War, they hyped him up.
I feel he's actually a lot better in Civil War. I think that Black Panther is overrated, to say the least.
I think it's a little overrated. I think it's a pretty good movie, but
the VFX are both great and horrible. Like Wakanda is beautiful, you know? Beautiful. You could tell that they spent all the money on Wakanda and like that stuff. But then like the climax, the fight scenes, it looks so like whack. Like it looks like a fucking PS2 cutscene. Like I felt like I was watching like a Attack of the Clones or something, you know? Like the character was too stiff or too stretchy, and it was too polished, you know?
I'm gonna say this.
It felt like it was like Robert Rodriguez, the creator of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, took over for that scene alone, you know? Because it feels like so cheap. But other than that, the movie's okay. I give it a 7 out of 10.
I'd give it an 8.
I give it a 7. All right, that was those movies. Up next, Avengers: Infinity War.
Solid. Okay.
Solid 10.
Solid.
I'm already giving you my rating. It's a 10. 10 out of 10. Best Marvel movie.
It's like almost a 9.5 for me.
It's a 10. It's fucking 10. Perfect movie. This is the Thanos movie, and that's good because we've had
the best villain. Best villain.
And also, I like how like the Avengers just jump in like with no build up or anything. Like they just jump in
straight in.
Yeah. And for most movies that wouldn't work. But for this case, it works because we've had movie upon movie upon movie upon movie getting to know these characters.
Yeah. It's like, what more backstory would you need?
Exactly. And I like how when they try to get closer to each other to defeat Thanos, they all they do is just end up getting farther away from each other. You know? Mm-hmm. Like if you told me as a kid that there was going to be a movie where Spider-Man, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and the Guardians of the Galaxy were to have a giant like wizard battle with Thanos in space, I would have called you a big dum-dum. Because if you don't remember, back in the day, before Iron Man, the Avengers kind of sucked ass. Like back then, it was like the Justice League completely like blew them out of the water. But now, when you compare like the Avengers to the Justice League, it's like no fucking contest.
Yes.
Avengers all the way. I saw that movie in theaters 5 times. It's that good, and I've really good. Also seen it so many more times afterwards. I usually just put Infinity War on in the background, like when I'm like cleaning my room or something, which I have to do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Infinity War, solid 10 out of 10. It's the closest thing that we could get to, like, if you want to know what it's like to read a comic book movie, but you don't want to read, then just watch this movie.
Like, this movie, it gave me so many goosebumps, like, throughout, like, the entire movie.
Yeah, this movie was
when you get goosebumps, you know it's, like, a great movie.
Yeah, I know. And I saw it 5 times, not just because I love the movie. Like, I love to see, like, 5 different audiences cheer when Captain America first comes onto the screen, and then 5 audiences burst into tears when they see Spider-Man die.
Yeah, bro. The ending, oh my god.
That ending was shocking.
Such a climax.
And also, I love how I like how like it just ends like with Thanos on the farm. It could have just ended with Captain America being like, "Oh god," and then cut to black and then roll credits. But no, it cuts to Thanos on this planet on a farm, and then he just sits down, looks at the sunset like he said he would do, and he just smiles, knowing he did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like how he's not...
he's a villain, but he's not a villain.
You know? Like... And I like how he's just like... You know, like... He's not like laughing maniacally and like cackling like a fucking like Disney Channel villain. He genuinely feels like he's doing the right thing. He genuinely feels like he finished doing what's meant to be done.
Yeah.
You know, people say, like... People tried to tell me, like, this is like Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, no, because Empire Strikes Back, like, for sure makes you feel like maybe it'll be okay. Maybe we'll win in the end. But with Infinity War, the end of the movie is just like, oh, wow, we fucking lost. 10 out of 10. Best comic book movie ever.
Great movie. All right, now
Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is gonna be personal, but I really like this movie.
I think it was. I'm gonna just say right now. I give it like a solid 7.75.
I really like Ant-Man and Wasp. I'm sorry. I absolutely love the humor.
Oh yes, the humor. Oh my god.
I love the humor. I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. The opening scene was very fun. I like the idea of him like I just like this movie, you know? And a lot of people don't like it. I don't understand why.
I like this movie.
I give it a solid like 7.5 or something.
Yeah.
There's not much to say. I just really like it.
Yeah.
And the post-credit scene of that.
Yes, the post-credit scene, that was good.
Him getting stuck. This was the first time I was genuinely like on the edge of my seat. Like the mid-credit scene for Ant-Man and Wasp is Ant-Man going into the quantum realm, but then Hank Pym, the Wasp, and the other lady.
There, just like
then it cuts to them. It cuts to where they should be, and it's just a bunch of flakes of dust, and you know Thanos happened.
Yes.
And it's like... And like the music, that like the horror, like rise type of music, and then like the post-credit scene. A lot of people were kind of disappointed with this because it had like the ant like playing the drums, which was in the trailer, and then like it cuts to the post-credit scene, and it shows like the outside of his house, and it cuts to inside of his house where it shows a TV with a state of emergency alert on it. And then, like, it's just, like, all silent, except for the beep. And, like, it just shows his house empty, no one's there. And then it cuts to the ant just playing drums, like, continuing with his lifestyle. Because, like, no one's returned to, like, boot it off. Yeah. That was the first time I genuinely felt uncomfortable during a movie. Wow. I have never felt so awkward, scared, and, like... Oh my god. I've never felt that way during any movie, during the end of any movie ever. Except for Infinity War. Well, not even Infinity War.
Yeah, the post-credit scene.
Yeah, because the post-credit scene of Infinity War was cut. Well, it's still even the post-credit scene for Infinity War gave us a little bit of hope. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Ant-Man and Wasp, I give a 7.5.
I give it 7.5. Next.
Captain Marvel. I need to put a warning before we talk about this movie. No, Brie Larson, this is not a personal attack. Except it is. So, in your face. Alright, Captain Marvel is fucking lame.
I just feel like she's way too OP.
No, I don't have a problem with her being OP. I have no problem with a Mary Sue. I just think her acting is just way too smug, and like she's just a token diversity character. You know? Like, this was their first shot to make like a really good like female-led superhero movie, but no. I remember seeing it in theaters, and at first I was like, yeah, that's good. I like that movie. Good job, Kevin Feige. Have a cookie. But no, upon deeper analysis, this movie is fucking whack. Brie Larson is really not doing a good job in this movie. I have nothing against girls, okay?
I mean,
Wonder Woman was pretty good. WandaVision is really good.
Wow.
Except for one thing in WandaVision I despise. But again, I will get to that when we get to that. So, Captain Marvel. I don't know.
It's not horrible.
It's not horrible. I give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 6.
It's like Captain America, you know? Like wasted potential. I give it a 5.5 out of 10. Captain Marvel was pretty... The only good part of the movie was the post-credit scenes. It's time to talk about Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
This is the perfect conclusion to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
10.
And it's a solid 10.
It's a 10 for me.
A lot of people say... Like, people talk about the length of the movie, how it's 3 hours. A lot of people
they had to cut out so much stuff.
No. Some people say that it goes both ways. Some people say that it doesn't feel like it's 3 hours. Other people say, yes, it does. On first viewing, it didn't feel like 3 hours to me.
Yeah, it felt like a 2
But, like, the more I watched it, the more longer it started to feel, you know? It's...
There.
Hey, the 3 hours pays off.
Yes, it's so good.
And... Like, the middle portion of the movie is meh. Kind of like, you know... Like, it's like the Avengers just torn up about what happened. It's pretty... I like that idea. Of the Avengers being all torn up from the inside about this. And, like how everybody is sad, and it just doesn't feel right. And... I like that because that's the point. It's not supposed to feel right because something is missing, yes. And that's what they're going to get back. That's exactly why I love this movie. And one thing I hated about this movie was the way Black Widow went out.
I don't know, because like someone had to be sacrificed because someone had to get the sword.
Speaking of Black Widow, it was before Avengers Endgame, I really, really didn't like Black Widow. I thought she was just like a snarky, confident, like, token girl character. Because even in, like, Winter Soldier and Avengers, like, she has, like, the way she says things, it's, like, just weird, like, snarky confidence or just, like, something sexual, you know? Mm. But the only difference between Black Widow and Captain Marvel is because Black Widow is actually pretty cool in Avengers Endgame. Like, the arcs that are wrapped up are amazing. And you know how, like, Thanos pretty much dominated, like, the Infinity War? Mm-hmm. Well, after that, they realized we need an Avengers movie. And Thanos fucking dies at the very beginning.
Yeah, which is like, wait, what? He's already dead?
Yeah, and like the trailers are like really misleading, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
because we have no idea what's coming. I thought that Iron Man was going to be stuck in space for a good majority of the movie, but no, he's saved at like the beginning.
Yeah.
So, after they get all the Infinity Stones back from traveling back in time, and again, lots of people complain about the time travel. It's a fucking comic book movie, not supposed to be looked at that seriously. It's supposed to be a fun summer flick. Get over it.
Wait, are they complaining about like
the how the time travel works?
It's the only way that
they explain to you multiple times during the movie how it works in this movie, and that it's not a big deal, and that it's not meant to be taken that seriously. And with this time travel, the way time travel works in this is crucial to the future of the MCU because of one thing: the multiverse.
The multiverse.
Because this new thing opens up a new, like, timelines. Multiple different timelines, you know?
Yeah, that one mistake in Endgame, that one...
has opened up.
The multiverse.
Exactly.
That's what led to the Loki series.
We'll get to that when we get to that. Anyways, Avengers Endgame. Now, a lot of people were you know how lots of people, like, some people cheered when, like, at the end of the movie of, the end of the first Iron Man movie, where Nick Fury says, "I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative."
Mm-hmm.
And some people were like, "Ooh," or like how lots of people were cheering, like in the first Avengers movie, like when they, like, it was like that circle shot, like, of them, like, in the middle of New York, like,
like posing.
You know? Yeah, how people were like, "Woo!" That's nothing compared to Captain America lifting up Mjolnir and proceeding to go ape shit on Thanos.
That was, dude, literally, I've never heard
an audience go this berserk for anything.
Yeah,
except for maybe a Michael Jackson concert. That was like, dope.
Nothing will ever compare to that ever.
Exactly.
Like, again, in any type of movie series.
Unless the new Spider-Man movie lives up to its hype.
Yes.
But again, we will get to that later. So yeah, like, that happens, and like, a lot of people say, "Oh, Scarlet Witch is the only one who really got some shots." Well, give some credit to my boy Captain America over here with the hammer. Like, he really did get some shots in there, you know? I feel like he could have won that, you know? Mm-hmm. But the thing I hate about the Captain America hammer thing, he should have been able to lift Mjolnir in Age of Ultron. Yes. He is the most pure-hearted, caring person in the entire MCU. And he's more worthy than that bloodthirsty maniac. But anyways,
out of anyone.
It happened. It happened. I'm grateful for that. And then after, it seems like all hope is lost. The greatest action scene to ever come out of a motion picture proceeds. Black Panther walks out of a Doctor Strange portal
with his army behind him.
With his army. Dude, and Falcon flies out, and then Doctor Strange opens his portal, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, are ready to fight, and Spider-Man comes out, and people were cheering for that as well. It still gives me goosebumps to this day.
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Bro. I know.
I'm literally getting goosebumps
yeah,
right now.
I get goosebumps every time I watch that scene. It is literally, like, the end of the movie is a complete masterpiece. I would not change a single thing about it.
The movie was perfect, I'd say.
I feel like the movie could have had a little bit less. I feel like you could have trimmed out a little bit of the things in the movie. I feel like some decisions were pretty stupid. But this movie is just wild. It it's a perfect conclusion. I don't feel right rating this movie.
I feel like it's unrateable
because like it doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like a conclusion to an experience, you know? Like, would you rate like the series finale of Drake and Josh? You know, would you rate that one episode by itself?
No,
Not even that. Would you rate like the second part to the series finale of Drake and Josh by itself? No, you can't do that because you have to watch part one
to understand.
Yeah, so I don't feel right rating the movie, but if you held a gun to my head and insisted for me to rate this,
it's a 10.
10, solid 10.
I think that's gonna be the greatest movie I ever watch. Like, if it's a 2-part series with Infinity and Endgame.
Yeah, it's the Endgame combined with Infinity War is the best theater experience I've ever had.
All right.
So that wraps up our review. Oh wait, no.
Far From Home.
Wait, we're not done with phase 3 yet.
Oh, phase 3? Oh yeah.
We have Spider-Man. Why is Spider-Man the conclusion to phase 3 of the MCU?
Dumb. Stupid.
Like, when I read that, I was like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're absolutely 100% wrong. But then I saw, like, Kevin Feige officially announce, yes, Spider-Man Far From Home is the last chapter of phase 3 in the MCU.
Oh my god.
Like, what the fuck? It's Endgame! It says Endgame! That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. But, with that said, it's still a good movie.
It's a good movie.
I keep flip-flopping. Again, like the Guardians movies, I keep flip-flopping on whether or not this one is better than Homecoming.
But, here's the thing. It might be something like an Infinity War and Endgame.
Exactly.
With
That's
this in the new movie.
That's actually probably why it's the last chapter to Phase 3. Because with Endgame, there's no tease to anything. There's nothing to let you know, like, yeah, there's something coming out after this. But with Spider-Man, it ends the
on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it ends the end with a cliffhanger. Yeah, no. after Endgame, they needed a little cliffhanger that shows this Marvel stuff is not done. We're not done. We're just getting started. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man Far From Home, an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely an 8.
2 years later, we had to wait for not since the gap between Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2 did we have to wait 2 years for anything Marvel. Really? WandaVision, I like the idea of WandaVision, and I feel like Wanda and Vision are more humanized and more like this was the first time where I actually cared about their characters, you know? One thing I really hated about WandaVision was the villain.
Wanda was the villain.
Both villains.
Oh, well, wait,
both villains were pretty whack. I mean, like, the Agatha Harkness was a solid villain to hate because she killed a dog.
Yeah.
So, instantly an evil person. Because I cannot stand hurting. I cannot stand cruelty to animals. I cannot stand murdering animals.
I'd rather kill
She can bite a kid. She can bite a kid all she wants. But you hurt an animal, instantly fucking evil.
Ow.
You're fucking evil. You're dead to me. But the reason I really don't like her is because she's played by somebody who's meant to be a comedy actress, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't feel like the actress who played Agatha... The actress who played Agatha is really not doing a good job for the dramatic parts because, like, she's good when she needs to be funny, but when she has to be, like, dramatic or, like in pain or something like that, she just comes across as fucking cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah, WandaVision was okay. And I do think that people did kind of get a little bit carried away with fan theories, but at the same time, I feel like Marvel purposefully baited us to make fan theories. Casting Evan Peters as Quicksilver, the guy who played Quicksilver in the Fox X-Men movies, coming into the MCU TV show, that's only to have it lead up to a dick joke is gonna piss off a lot of people.
I know.
For one, I was kind of disappointed. Also, the other villain, the snarky asshole, this is probably the worst Marvel villain to have ever come out of any of these movies.
Wait, who?
The military douche fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, he just turns into, like, this crazy, sociopathic, fucking evil asshole for no reason. He goes from just some military idiot.
Take care of this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, to some, like, what are his motivations? What is his goal? What is his end game here? What does he want to do? What is his issue with Wanda? Why does he try to kill the kids at the end of the episode? For no reason. He just sees them and just shoots them. But the stupid villain in WandaVision is nothing compared to my biggest issue with the overall show.
What?
So, by the 4th episode, we are introduced to the side characters, you know, like the people outside of the hexagon thingy. We're introduced to the little girl who's now an adult, the little girl from Captain Marvel who's now an adult, the officer guy from AntMan and the Wasp, and Darcy. I cannot believe this show would have benefited without her. Okay? I gave it, a 6 out of 10?
I think so.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10. It would have been an 8 if it wasn't for that stupid, annoying, helium, nasal issue fucking bitch.
Oh my god. They brought that down to a point.
She is whack! She is whack! She's the worst thing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You think Jar Jar Binks is bad? This is Jar Jar Binks of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's saying a lot. And you want to know something? I don't even think Jar Jar Binks is that bad. If anything, I think he's actually the most important character in the Phantom Menace because he's the only one who actually drives the story. But the difference between Jar Jar Binks and Kat Dennings is she does nothing! Anyways, I give WandaVision a solid, the typical Marvel score of a 6 out of 10.
I give it an 8.
A 6.
I give it an 8.
Great. Next up is Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Did not finish it yet, so you can review it. I don't care about spoilers.
The first episode was pretty. It was real. I really liked Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know, and also like the scene where they announced. I've seen so many memes on this. And the government announcing the brand new Captain America. And he comes out and he's just so awkward, man. Like he just comes out and I saw him and I was like, what is wrong with his face? Like I'm like a sad,
he has such a punchable face.
Yeah, like a bit of beer face. You know, was that just me? I don't know. He looks like the grandpa from the movie Up. You know, doesn't he? Oh my god. Like I'm like a 7-year-old. I'm like, what's the matter with your face?
I feel like Marvel did that on purpose. Cause like, oh, this new dude, he looks so stupid. I want to punch him. You know. Like, this dude's nowhere near Captain America.
I know.
I feel like they might have done that on purpose.
They did do that on purpose. Nah, I
don't really know.
Anyways, I thought the villain was pretty forced. Like, as in, like, terms of, like, how, like, she does some weird stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because you haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. But she does some weird-ass fucking stuff in the later episodes. Like, you can't redeem her. But they try to push you to they try to make you sympathize with her, even though she does like these crazy ass stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I give this an 8. Next up is Loki. I don't want to talk about Loki because
it just finished. Many people haven't.
No, it's not because it just finished. It's because I don't remember the basic story. All I remember is the multiverse stuff.
Yeah. All I know.
Like, I watched all the episodes, but I honestly don't remember a lot of the shit that happens in it, except for the multiverse-related stuff.
And that's it, right?
We got one more movie.
Oh, Black Widow.
Black Widow. This movie was meant to come out in May of last year, but was cut back due to the pandemic. So, and like Kevin Feige said, don't worry, just wait for it. It'll be worth the wait. And then it finally came out, and was it worth the wait? Was it worth a year hiatus?
Definitely
No!
Not worth a year.
No! I was so appalled by how bored I was with this movie. Until, like, the climax of the film, I was fucking bored. It was only at the end where it really started to get visually interesting, and, like, I was like, okay, this is a comic book movie, you know? Because the end of the movie is literally them jumping from it's just literally a bunch of falling debris from a fucking spaceship.
It almost looked like
it's falling from the sky, a giant like it falling from the sky, and they're jumping from different pieces of debris to other pieces of debris. Like, that's comic book action. I'm glad I didn't spend $30 because I was fucking bored. I feel like I would have, like, skipped through the movie. This is a movie that I do not want to see again. Like my mom couldn't see it with us, like, when we first saw it. And I was like, I'll see it with her, like, you know, when she's available. But now I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to see this again. I was bored. Yeah. I'm sorry. I may be like an outcast in this, but I'm sorry. I did not see this as a very good film.
I wouldn't say it's, like, up there, but I say it's decent for what it is. It wasn't worth a whole year. But I like seeing her backstory.
I feel like this movie just should have came out like 4 years ago. This movie takes place right after Civil War. No one. It's like an origin of Black Widow with that, but it's not even her origin. Yeah, you know, it's just like, really, no one cares about what happened after Civil War. That was forever ago. Obama was president then. I mean, it did get some laughs out of me, but like,
with what's his name, David something?
Yeah,
like, the dude from Stranger Things. He was a good actor for that.
He was probably the funniest part of the movie. But other than that, I thought this movie was really, really. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was worth the wait. It just didn't feel like it was worth. It didn't feel like it was worth it. I really don't think this movie had to be made. Like, people have been saying, we want a Black Widow movie. And the fact that they waited this long, it's like, why?
What would you rate it?
5.
I give it it's almost a 7 for me. I'd give it like a 6.75.
I give it a 5. So that was the Marvel Cinematic Universe reviewed by two Marvel cuck shills.
Yeah.
That are completely whack.
And wearing cardboard outfits.
Wearing cardboard Avengers outfits. And will most likely stay virgins for the rest of their lives. So that was our Marvel Cinematic Universe review. Hope you enjoyed the video. I mean, despite all the negative things I've said about Marvel, I still love Marvel.
Marvel's great, bro.
I mean, look at us. We are a bunch of Marvel retards. You know? So, let's wrap this up by announcing our favorite Marvel characters. Not just MCU, just Marvel. Who's your favorite? Captain America? Really?
Yeah.
I have 3 favorites. But I'm going to list them in order of favorites to least favorite. Well, not least favorite. I mean, like, the best of the bests. Like, in my opinion, the best of the best. Starting at number 3, top 3, Iron Man. I don't know. I just love Iron Man. I love his, like, snarky confidence, like, his, like, sort of, like, jerky, hot-headed, like, nature.
Definitely a great character.
I just love Iron Man. And I wish he could come back, but that's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is Spider-Man.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Spider-Man is... like, there's nothing to say about Spider-Man. Like,
he's Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's like a lot of people are like, wow, Spider-Man, really? That's one of your favorites? Yeah, I understand. He's he's kind of a weak character, but look at it this way. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, come on. People love Spider-Man.
Who doesn't like Spider-Man?
No one doesn't like Spider-Man.
Everyone likes Spider-Man.
Everyone loves Spider-Man.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
This friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is supposed to be fucking friendly. Anyways, my number one favorite Marvel character, unfortunately, is not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet, but will be he is going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He is.
Well, technically...
He already is, because he did a reaction with our good friend Korg. And, of course, I am talking about Deadpool. The merc with the mouth. Deadpool is... This is a bonus review. Deadpool. The Deadpool movies are masterpieces. 10 out of 10s. Like, people... Like, with comic book adaptations, a lot of things are usually changed. But no, this is Deadpool. This is Deadpool. Like, the Deadpool movies are perfect.
Exactly how they are.
I wouldn't change a single thing about them, except for one thing.
What?
I put them in the MCU.
Imagine him in the MCU, bro.
He's coming to the MCU, dude.
He is.
Anyways, yeah, Deadpool, 10 out of 10. Both Deadpool movies, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's been our Marvel reviews. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to take this costume off because I'm starting to get, like rashes because it hurts. Yeah, we will see you when we review something else. I think I know what we might review next time. Another movie series with a rapid fan base, except this one is very divided. A movie series with forces of evil and good and a powerful force that could bring together a group of remarkable people known as Jedi. Or Disney could buy things and just completely fuck it up! God damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! I'm Vinman and I'm human! How? 200 points! Beat that clown, boy! What?
Wait! It's up!
Everybody's trying.
No!
It's missing the entire front of the car.
No!